Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Dr. Herbert Harris on a very, very special day, Millionaire Mentorship Call number 194. And we have just had an exciting experience about doubt in the fact that a new phone will operate as well as our old phone. So one of the great things about teaching is that you become your greatest student. So today's topic is one I'm very excited about, call number 194, and it's called Doubt, the Thief of Dreams. Doubt, the Thief of Dreams. Every time I look at this topic, it really makes me pay attention. Let's look at the definition of doubt. Doubt is a feeling of uncertainty, undecided, and uncertain frame of mind. And the operative word here is frame of mind. In other words, whatever we do, it's a frame of mind. Doubt is, you might say, belief. It's an acceptance that a statement is not true, and an acceptance of uncertainty. It's a belief that things are just not as they appear to be. If doubt is, you might say, unbelief, a feeling of uncertainty, then what is belief? Belief is acceptance that a statement is true, an acceptance that something exists, is real. And so when we look at success, when we look at following our dreams, doubt says those dreams may not come true. And belief says they will absolutely manifest. And so doubt and belief are contradictory thoughts, contradictory states of mind. And when we put in faith, faith is belief from which all doubt has been removed. You know, we can believe, but in the back of our minds, there's that sliver of doubt that makes us wonder. So the sliver of doubt in belief creates wonder. I wonder if it will work. I'm working on it. I'm on the path. I'm doing what I must do to build my business. I'm doing what I must do to create a better relationship. I'm doing what I must do to improve my family, my condition. But I still wonder if I can really do it. I still wonder if it really works. And so when we look at that, faith is that belief from which all doubt has been removed. They say faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Operative word, evidence. So going back to the phone example, I have been reluctant to get rid of my BlackBerry because the evidence that I have seen is that the iPhone cannot do what my BlackBerry can do. But now if I just go on and get rid of that phone, then the evidence unseen. So often doubt is based on evidence, wherein faith is based on conviction and belief. Sometimes evidence may appear to contradict faith, but it's generally because we don't see it properly. And so let's look at this doubt. There are basically three levels of doubt. The first is self-doubt, where you doubt yourself. And that has two aspects. You doubt how you see yourself, and you doubt how you feel about yourself. The second aspect, the level of doubt, is doubt in your ability, doubt in your skills. Sometimes you can see yourself victorious. Sometimes you can see your dreams manifesting. Sometimes you can also feel just exactly how it's going to be when you achieve your goals, when you achieve your dreams, when you realize that which you're seeking. But then you doubt your ability to accomplish it. You doubt your level of skill. And then the third level of doubt is doubt of the process. You know, faith requires that we believe in the process. In one of our previous classes, we were saying, don't ask how, but to know that the process will get things done. if we, as we proceed along our success journey, that when we do what we must do, when we study, when we work at our craft, if we perfect our skills, and we follow our vision and our plan, the results will surely come. That doubt in the process completely negates everything we do. And so, on the first instance, we must have faith in the process. We must believe that there's a purpose to all things. We must believe that we have a place in that purpose, and that purpose is for good. Sometimes we may not see ourselves as that which we seek. Well, how we see ourselves is determined by our state of mind. Some people may see themselves as ugly, unpleasant. It has absolutely no basis in fact. How you see yourself is a state of mind that may not be based on fact. It may be based on your perception of external information. Now, that's an interesting concept. Sometimes we see ourselves based on what other people say about us and what we think other people feel about us, or what other people have told us. Very often, when we have a challenge, you might say a doubt in the ability to see ourselves achieving our dreams, it can often be based on what other people close to us have communicated to us. You know, people you don't know really can't impact you on a mental and spiritual level. They don't connect with you, but it's the people that you do know, and especially those that you knew when you were young, when you were vulnerable, when you did not have the experience to challenge some of the things that were projected to you. And so this idea of doubt being the thief of dreams is that we have to begin to diagnose why we see ourselves or why we don't see ourselves a certain way. You know, people can be cruel. When people project to you how they see you, they can be cruel. Their projection to you may not be based on truth, and they may even operate from their own center of pain, of hurt, of envy, and of jealousy. And so when doubt in how we see ourselves and doubt in how we feel about ourselves is a result of other people's projections, or our perception of other people's projections of how they see and how they feel about us. You know, success leaves clues. And one of the great clues that, you know, how do you know that you may have doubt in how you see yourself? And it's often manifested by changes in your external appearance. You know, all of us change ourselves. All of us, as we say, we can change our lives by thinking a new thought. But when that doubt manifests, sometimes it makes us, we may dress different radically. Every 2 or 3 weeks, we have a completely different style. Sometimes it's in hairstyle. We may wear our hair short or long or combed or braided or dyed or colored. And very often these manifestations, these physical manifestations of changes and radical changes in appearance. And so sometimes you say, I don't know what you're going to look like today or who you're going to be. That can be an indication that inside there's doubt about how you really see yourself, the real you, and that you may be strongly impacted by how you perceive other people see you. We have doubt in our ability, doubt in the process, that nothing good comes to us. I have heard people say, you know, nothing good ever comes to me. Things really don't happen for me. It happens for everybody else, but never for me. And so when you doubt the process, you have to go back and work on that. There are certain laws that operate. We don't doubt gravity. And how do we know we don't doubt gravity? We don't jump out the window. We have total faith in gravity. We have to have that same total faith in our dreams and in our vision to neutralize doubt. Belief in the process says, If you can conceive it and believe it, you will achieve it. Another way of saying it is what you recognize, you energize. What you energize, you realize. Doubt is that energy, that emotion, that barrier that steps in to undermine your belief. And so let's put this together. You know, doubt is a challenge. When you move along your success journey, the first thing is, if you are experiencing doubt, where you're not sure you can do it, where you're not sure it's for you, doubt manifests when you're doing something. So the fact that you're wondering about whether you can accomplish something, that already is a plus sign, because that says that as you're moving through your success journey, that challenges are presenting themselves, and you have the choice to doubt or take action. Operative word is action. We can make our plans and write them down. We can write our goals, our vision, our plans, and we can start out to engage in the execution of those plans. But doubts and challenges will arise. And if we don't overcome the doubt, those doubts will become the thief of our dreams. And so the lesson is really about, how do you confront and overcome doubt? How do you realize that doubt is natural? That all of us, you know, some people seem so self-assured that you look at them and you say, man, how do they always seem to know what to do? But generally, under that facade, they doubt just as you do. It's just that they're not overcome by doubt. You see, the thing that neutralizes doubt is action. And so when you are confronted with choices and you wonder if you can do it or you can have it, or your ability in doing what must be done, that's okay. Because doubt is like the weeds that manifest in your garden, the garden of life. You know, we often use this image that life is like a garden, and the goal of life is to plant flowers and cultivate flowers and take care of our garden so that it's beautiful. But then we never have to plant weeds. Weeds simply manifest. But weeds have a purpose, just like doubt has a purpose. When the weeds manifest, you, the farmer, the person who creates this crop called life, you, the farmer, have a choice. Operative word, choice. And you, to have a beautiful garden, you have to choose to pull up those weeds. You can't sit on the sidelines. And so the way to negate doubt is to take action, to know that the weeds are for a purpose, and the fact that you pull them up means that you value those flowers greater. Your why is stronger. So when doubt manifests in your life as you're moving along and doing the things that you want to do to create the life you want, to create the relationships you want, to create the business you want, when doubt appears, it's okay. It's simply a way to force you to work a little harder, to get a little better, to pull up those weeds, to reaffirm your dreams, to say, boy, this is going to be the most beautiful garden that the world has ever seen. You see, we often say the only way to fail is to quit. Failure is bad, in a sense. It can make us quit. But when we change that frame of reference to say failure is a dress rehearsal for success, then it can motivate us to do better, to work harder, to increase our belief in ourselves, to increase our level of skill, to reconfirm and to reaffirm the process. If failure makes you quit, doubt prevents you from starting. You see, doubt says, don't do it, don't start, don't try. I remember back when I was in New York and we went to a Tony Robbins seminar. and he wanted people to walk across the hot coals. And we were saying no way to do that. We had a friend, Tammy, and, I just like, there's our rational mind kept saying that it's a trick. That's how the rational mind will deceive us. But then when I saw someone I knew, Tammy, walk across those hot coals, I knew it was possible. And so I did. And so the whole purpose of overcoming doubt is that you create new frames of reference for yourself. And so when you're in business, we often see how people talk about their success, and they show their rings, their cars, and whatever those symbols of success are. We can take the positive mind and say, you know what? If he can do it, if she can do it, I can do it. Those symbols of success are just to let you know it's positive. It's possible. But then we can let the doubt side, the negative side, take over, where the doubt says it's not true. Successful people are not happy. I knew a person, and he was convinced that money would not make you happy. But yet he signed up and joined every business that came along. He got involved with every opportunity. But he would never succeed because his fundamental frame of reference, or frame of mind, was that money creates pain. And so when we can change those thinking, those thoughts, by looking at a new frame of reference, and that's one of the great things about, for example, network marketing and businesses where people around you, where you can see them doing the same things that you're doing, and when you see them getting a different result from you, the lesson is don't be jealous, pay attention. Learn what they're doing. Set aside your ego so that you can ask, how do you do that? What's your key to success? What are the things that you do that I'm not doing? And so how do we turn this doubt thing around so that we can use doubt affirmatively as a source of power, as a source of energy? Well, there are basically 7 steps. And number 1 is to recognize and acknowledge doubt for what it is. The doubt is a natural occurrence. It's not something that undermines you, but doubt is a way to reaffirm to you that you're doing something. You have doubt only when you're doing something. If you're not doing a darn thing and sitting on the porch, there's no doubt. Okay? You're comfortable in that box and nothing good's going to happen. But when you manifest doubt, when you have those worries and those concerns, recognize that's a good thing and that you have the power to change it. So recognize and acknowledge doubt. Don't blame it on other people. One of the things that will keep you from overcoming doubt is when you blame other people for the circumstance about which you're doubtful. When you blame other people, when it's really a personal thing, that there's a doubt in your skills level or a doubt in your belief level, but you'll never look inside to fix that as long as you blame other people. Doubt is really a challenge to stimulate you to get better. Because every time you overcome doubt by taking purposeful action, you grow. You become stronger. The second key, analyze the doubt. Doubt is an emotion. So sometimes you need to drill down and see what's happening, where it's coming from. Most often the doubt is based on past failures. They're often based on words that other people said and things that happened in your childhood. Sometimes it can be based on the fact that you've been in business time and time again and failed time and time again. Well, to analyze why you had that failure, to analyze why that relationship did not work, to analyze why you're stuck in a job going absolutely nowhere. When you start to drill down, it forces you to be honest with yourself and to see that those past failures were just dress rehearsals for success. To see that those past disappointments or shortcomings were just lack of skill. How you frame your thinking in reference to the doubts that manifest. Thomas Edison, after he tried over 5,000 times to find a filament and failed, A news reporter said, "You failed so many times, why don't you quit?" Well, Thomas Edison's frame of reference was that he's never failed. He's identified 5,000 ways that do not work. And so once you can analyze that doubt, why you're afraid to make that call, why you won't step up and assert yourself when people treat you badly. And that leads to that third key to overcoming doubt. Identify the source of it. Doubt is an ever-present manifestation, often of past hurts, experienced as a child. Things that you had nothing to do with. As a child, as a young person, in relationships, in that period in our lives where all of our information, all of our knowledge, all of our validation came from people outside ourselves. And so once we identify the source of that, then we can see that many times these thoughts, these perceptions had nothing to do with us, but it was really based on the shortcomings of the people around us. Maybe our parents saw us in a certain way. I know some parents used to beat their children mercilessly. And in their minds, they said they were preparing them for the world so they won't step out of line because the world would treat them worse. It's better to be beat by your parents than to be whipped down by the police or by the system. That can be very misguided. So when you look and drill down to see the source of your doubt, recognize that so much of it has nothing to do with you, but from people outside, some often well-intended people and institutions defining you. But you have the power to define yourself and reframe your thinking. Fourth key, life leaves clues. Is there a pattern? When you see things happening constantly, time and time again, in relationships, there are people that go from one bad relationship to another bad relationship. There's a pattern there. And so when you start to drill down in that, to find out the source of that doubt, and you begin to see patterns, that reveals something to you, how critical it is. Even in business, there are people that try this business, try that business, and fail and fail and fail, but never grow from the failure, never grow through it. And there's a pattern there. And so once you begin to see these patterns, then you can develop new thoughts, new frames of reference to neutralize these patterns of failure, these patterns of doubt. Step 5, that as you process this, develop a plan to set yourself free. Sit down, meditate, take the time to develop a plan to build that belief in yourself, to remove the doubt in yourself, to remove the doubt in how you're feeling and replace that doubt with new thoughts and new feelings. Develop a plan to learn, practice, and master the skills that you need for success to achieve your goals, to realize your vision. Develop a plan to increase your confidence in the process. That when you see that the universe operates according to law, develop a plan that reaffirms that. Number 6, when you develop that plan, accept possible challenges. We have been taught to look for a smooth, uneventful life, that's milk and honey, that life should just float along, but that's not the essence of life. The essence of life is growth, and the source of growth is pain and discomfort. If you're not unhappy with your present condition, you will never grow to the next condition. And so as you begin to reconstruct your frame of mind, anticipate possible challenges so that when they arise, you're not surprised. Life leaves clues, and this is where it's so important to get help, to meet with other people who've been where you're going. And then finally, the 6th key to overcoming doubt is to take action. Action neutralizes doubt. You can have the most powerful written goals. You can have the most detailed plan. You can have the schedule laid out. But if you don't take action, then there's nothing. Doubt is neutralized by action. Procrastination is a present manifestation of doubt. So if you find that you keep procrastinating about doing things and that pattern develops, then dig down deep, because there may be a self-doubt issue there. There may be a doubt in how you feel about yourself, that you may not feel worthy for that which you're seeking. You may not be able to see yourself exactly the way you want to be. And so whenever doubt occurs, recognize it as a state of mind that forces you to grow, that makes you stretch, that makes you better. Analyze that doubt, knowing that it occurs for a purpose, and that it's part of the evolution of growth that you experience. Identify the source of that doubt so that you can remove the seed. We are where we are right now because of seeds planted years ago by ourselves and by other people whose judgments and values we accepted. Determine if there's a pattern. If there are patterns, life leaves clues. Design a plan to overcome those patterns of failure, those patterns of doubt, and anticipate the possible results and take action. When you do that, all right, someone was calling to say they lost me. Well, let me complete. I'm not sure what happened. When you take action, realizing that action neutralizes doubt, we affirm the power of will and purpose, so that we can master that doubt of self by knowing that we have a purpose and a place on this earth, and it's a good thing. We can master the doubt in our abilities by learning, practicing, mastering those skills that are necessary for success. And we can master the doubt in the process by knowing that there's order, there's purpose, there's power to manifest our dreams of whatever we want to do, whatever we want to be, and whatever we want to have. The doubt is a lot like pressure. The same pressure that nature puts on a piece of coal to become a diamond, doubt presents to us so that we can accept that pressure and become all that we desire to be. And so it is. All right, let me open the lines. Wow. Hello? What happened?
It went off. Carolyn Booger's on here.
Wow. Hey, Carolyn, I'm on another phone. I dropped off?
Yeah.
Carolyn, when did I drop off? I have no idea what happened. Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay.